Alright, welcome back to the shop. It's Saturday, March 21st at approximately 17:20 hours. And started work on the collet holder for the mill. Went through and drew up a wonderfully nice design for this one, or first iteration. And then I went through and I drilled a test hole to make sure the collets would fit in the correct spacing that I wanted, and they won't. So I went through, having set up almost all of it, to find out they are going to be way too close together. So I went through and kind of ad-libbed the spacing, tried to keep it the same, approximately 1 1/8 holes all the way around. This should fit most of a set of R8 collets from a 1/16 to 7/8, along with the two up here, which are for the face mill and the fly cutter. So now that we've got this all set up, it is time to head to the drill press and see about drilling all of these out. Thought I'd save you the tedium of watching a bunch of holes get drilled. Wasn't too bad. I will say, if you were thinking about picking up the Harbor Freight set of Forstner bits, I think it was only 40 bucks for the entire pack, but even straight out of the box, these things come just incredibly dull. They did not want to cut at all. And I mean, the bit I used after all of those, at this point, it's too hot to touch. So I'm going to have to do something about sharpening all of these. I don't know, can you sharpen Forstner bits? I guess we'll find out. So next up, we're going to cut out the center hole for the column, and then figure out how I want to split this thing to get it on there and screwed in place. was surprised at how effective that 5-gallon bucket was. And I'm sure people are going to complain that, oh, that's nowhere near round or anything, but at this point, this is just a test piece to see if I like it before I spend the time and energy and, well, frankly, money to make it out of metal. Alright, so we've got the center hole cut out, and the piece itself is split to fit right around the column. Now, you might notice that this is not the same piece of plywood that I started with. That piece of plywood happens to be right there. And the big issue, well, I'll show you. This is the center I cut out of the first piece. There's a little bit of space in there. Yep, had a just complete brain malfunction right there. I knew it was a 5.5-inch column. I measured it as a 5.5-inch column. I laid it out as a 5.5-inch column. However, when I went to set the compass, I set it at 2.5 inches. So, yeah, you know, the usual, measure twice or 3 or 4 times before cutting, or you're going to have to do it all over again. So now, I already tested it, and it fits around the column on the mill. So for to hold this thing together, I'm thinking one plate or piece of wood or something that's going to go right across here at this seam, and then I might do a strap or a piece of small angle iron going across the front of here. So I'll go and figure that out. Alright, so here we are with the completed rack. I've just got some hardboard on there with a few screws and some hammer and T-nuts on the bottom holding it together. Seems to be working alright, but I have a feeling this one will be changed out pretty soon. I mean, I can already tell that the collets are way too close together. It gets a little bit difficult to get them out of there. And probably should move them a little further away from the column. But hey, prototype version 1. We'll give it a few weeks, maybe a month to finally decide on exactly how much it needs to be changed.